friends and everybody in between. It's your boy MFC coming back at you with yet another video. And on today's episode of the Clout.Wav podcast, we are going to be talking all things internet and debauchery. But before we get to that, we have pleasantries to get out of the way. First, you can see that this hat is about the Express Mail Next Day Service. You may be thinking to yourself, why you got a postal service hat on? That don't make any sense. That's just your MO. That's not even your title. That's not what you do. I'm here to make sure that the message is delivered in size 85 impact fused with Arial black font and make sure that you get it today. Same day. We ain't even doing next day. That's how express this is going to be. Live on the Clout.Wav podcast, but this isn't about my time to sit here and hot dog and grandstand. It's about my time to remove this goofy ass hat and talk about the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, subtle fraudulence. How you doing, bucko? You doing okay?
Yeah, man, I'm doing quite all right. Here I am, just a simple man trying to find his friend's channel and host the channel, make sure the channel is being hosted. Good old Twitch.tv makes it so
you haven't heard the news?
Huh?
Yeah, heard the news?
No, I haven't.
So you do know that regular hosting has been removed, right? Host mode has been gone since October 3rd of this year.
So it sounds like they just don't want.
You can only raid now. So you have to be live. You have to be live and then end your stream and then pick a channel and directly send your users there. The just standby offshore /host command that you can normally do, or wait, whether you were offline or not, nah, that's gone. They deaded that about 3.5 weeks ago. True story, bud. They don't want you winning. They don't want you thriving.
Yeah, they don't. They just don't.
Community pish posh perish the thought. No, you're not doing that here. But I will say this, and I think this is kind of funny. Since certain games have come out, like Bayonetta 3 and the whole hullabaloo that came up with that, let's be honest, a lot of people are digging the game. A lot of people are saying that it plays more like an Astral 2 than it does a Bayo 3. I know you've gotten your hands on the game. What do you think about that? Is that a proper assertion?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. They took everything that was in Astral Chain, like the concept of like having a stand or familiar or whatever that you like control from afar, and they just like smushed that into the regular Bayonetta stuff. But is that what's important? No, what's really important is that when you look at the game, it looks like Deadly Premonition 2. I actually may have to like boot up Bayonetta 2 again just to make sure.
Just to refresh yourself? Is this what it always looked like?
No, yeah, that whether or not Bayonetta 2 actually looks better graphically than Bayonetta 3, because I think it does, and I don't understand. Like, how much of the Nintendo budget goes into Smash Ultimate and nothing else? Smash Ultimate, Splatoon, Mario, and Zelda, and nothing else.
Well, you gotta admit, this is just like a third-party outing for Platinum Games. They're not in the fold. If they was really in the fold like that, Bayo would have definitely gotten more content for themselves in Smash Ultimate. But that didn't happen. Hell, they didn't even get a skin for Jean. They didn't even do that.
I think she's playable in the game at some point. I haven't gotten far enough or whatever, but
no, I'm talking about Smash.
Oh, and Smash.
She didn't even get a skin.
You thought they were going to put in that kind of effort? They gave her color.
You were over here talking about Nintendo's budget. I was letting you know, if she got a skin, you'd have known. She's probably a stamp. She's probably a stamp.
No,
a
sticker.
The
skin is there. What do you mean? She's got a color. Oh, also she's a spirit.
Yeah, that stamp, sticker, spirit. They all begin with an S. It's fine. But all in all, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Social media. I'm not saying it's worse than crack cocaine, but the effects are very similar, because this is something that people check on every second of every minute of every hour of their day. This is something that they receive dopamine hits that are out of their control. The only difference is you can get enrolled in this at the age of 13 legally, as opposed to crack being outlawed everywhere across the globe. Allegedly. You can get your hands on it. People still make it. You can still sauce it up. But I digress. As we know, there's been some business ventures that have been happening, like good old Elon Musket. I do not trust it. Making his Twitter acquisition full force. So much so that he started firing people frame one of walking into the goddamn door. Now, as you all know, I think Elon Musk is just a billionaire who is also doubling as a troll, who really is just a giant shit poster, who has an insatiable ego.
Now, is that the reason why he got rid of the people who are trying to keep out the trolls, the bots, the degens?
Where's the thing? They weren't even doing a good job at that. I'll tell you that right now.
They were doing. Actually, now we get to see that maybe they were doing a lot better than we gave.
We about to find out all at once is what we're about to find out. But as you all know, Elon Musk is trying to make it to where getting the blue check mark is less about status and more about just proving if you're a real deal, Holyfield human being with a small little monetary stipend of $8 a month, which would eventually turn to be, what, $96 a year? Now, originally, the figure that he posted up front was going to be $20 a month. $20, which is basically going to roll out to being like $240 a year for you to maintain your blue check mark. However, at this point, we got to start asking some serious questions because as you saw earlier today, he posted a couple of tweets stirring the pot, one of which showing an $8 Starbucks parfait, a little bit of espresso for your morning cup of joe with some sprinkles and, all types of jimmies and cream. Lasts you 30 minutes, according to his image. Meanwhile, people are crying about $8 a month for 30 days of having a blue check mark. And what we're not really talking about here is it's not whether or not $8 for a drink is the same as $8 for a verification symbol on the internet. No, my friends. The problem is verification goes from, you've proven yourself in some way, shape, or form, whether you scammed your way there, whether you earned it by merit or not, but you somehow finessed the system enough to show that you are a real deal, Holyfield, legitimate brand, sponsor, celebrity, influencer, content creator, whatever you do, you've excelled at it enough to where you are acknowledged as a verifiable and reputable whatever the fuck, right? Now, you have brought the Twitter verification badge, which meant fucking nothing. But you've taken something that's already meant fucking nothing, and you've dropped it and you've basically castrated it down to the level to where you would compare it to a Starbucks cup in the morning. Because all it went from was, as I said, from the aforementioned verification status of, hey, verifiable person here, to, hi, I subscribe to Twitter Blue. That's all it is. It's, hi, I subscribe to Twitter Blue. Yep. And we're going to have to deal with, when this policy gets put into full effect, people who have check marks who will no longer have check marks because they decided they didn't want to pay. They rather have a cup of joe. And now we're going to have people in threads going, oh, you lost your check mark? Couldn't make an $8 payment? Huh? Are you broke? Meanwhile, this is coming from people who were never verified in the first place and won't even be verified once they make the statement. But alas, they'll be the ones throwing the first stone while living in their own glass houses. But let me tell you something about Twitter verification and why it means nothing. There are people who literally just shitpost. Like, that's it. That's all they do is shitpost. They're verified. There are people who make content on the internet that isn't even their own original content. They are literally known for being reaction channels. And I'm not even talking about the ones who go through editing, tell stories, have anecdotal things to back up whatever they're watching, or are even funny in their own right. I'm talking about the ones who sit there, very monotone. Yo, this dude's crazy. That's wild, B. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, if you guys like this video, make sure that, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next one. It's like, Bro, what did you contribute to the video? Not jack shit.
Oh, bro, I watched it with you. What you talking about?
I watched it too. What the fuck you mean? Like, you know?
Nah, but you watched it with me. That's what's important.
Did I though? Because you were not even there. You were stone faced the entire time.
Come on, bro. You saw me on the screen. I'm right there. I'm right there.
Brother, don't even get me started. But I'm talking about there are people who would do that. There is a guy who has a YouTube play button, is verified on Twitter, and all he does is watch, and I shit you not. You can't make this shit up because someone brought it to me and I was left scratching my head. And look, I'm not going to hate. I'm not going to say he don't deserve nothing, but I'm trying to get you to see how little it matters. Their main form of content to where they got their silver play button and their verification status on other platforms of social media was they just watched full episodes of My Little Pony and occasionally would watch a Disney and or Pixar film.
I do recall this individual. They had full movies on their YouTube channel. Bro.
And he's not the only one. I'm not saying that other people have also gotten play buttons, but they're not the only one who have gotten quite the following by just watching shit and not even contributing anything to anything about anything.
Well, I'll give you one more, sir. I'll give you one more. Do you know about what is known as the Hasanabe Industrial Complex?
No. Talk to me.
Okay. Top Twitch streamer Hasanabe, he pumps out all kinds of content. He gets, 20 to 30K people a stream every day, 13 hours a day. You know all of that nonsense, right? Mm-hmm. He is fully aware that there are people who watch his stream, clip his stream, and then just upload it to YouTube. Sometimes they edit, parts out. Sometimes they, put their little spin on it a little bit. Sometimes they just clip a chunk, a segment, and then they just upload it. And those people also have play buttons and are eating good off of his content. And he knows, and he's like, you know what? I support it.
And you want to know something else that's kind of funny? That's kind of, tangential to that?
What?
If you are a video game content creator of any size, I highly implore you to just Google your name or search your name on YouTube. And especially if you play Overwatch, there are channels that are literally just called Overwatch Moments. And they just take a couple of your games, don't even edit them. They just take like 20 to 30 minutes of a VOD and upload it. And it'll be like, Aimbot Calvin pops off. And they're verified on YouTube. They got a check mark. They're not Aimbot Calvin. They're not affiliated with Aimbot Calvin. They're not affiliated with Flats. They're not affiliated with Emong or any of these other YouTube content creators for that game. But you didn't submit it to them. They just went to clip.xyz, which allows you to download VODs, clips, and other paraphernalia from Twitch. Just yoink, take it, upload it on your channel, watch the views rise up. Because guess what? If you take from multiple people, you're getting this person's fans, that person's fans, this person's fans, people who don't even know who these people are, but know that they've heard about them on social media, or they've seen a clip from them. They go on YouTube, they type in that name. And sometimes these imposter channels pop up before the actual gamer they stole it from. So what I'm saying to you is you can get money, whatever. There are some people who I know who have done the legit Rain side hustle. If you don't know what the Rain side hustle is, well, hold on. Let me just say that if you don't know what the Rain side hustle is, just go to royalty-free sound websites, get sound effects of Rain, or you can go on YouTube right now and just steal Rain sound effects, or people just outdoors in the rain and just steal it, download it, get yourself 10 to 15 hours of it, mix it together, make 15 to 20 hour videos and put a rain storm in the background, like a little GIF that just loops for 15 hours, and just upload it and call it Rainstorm ASMR. And for a lot of people, the views have been racking up because they just post ambient sounds that they also found on the internet. It's a meme. It's a side hustle, and for some, it's been very profitable. But my point is, a lot of what you see on the internet is bullshit, and everything is permitted. I'll give you another example. There's a video going around on Twitter right now, and I'm pretty sure you can find it if you just go on Twitter and go into the search bar right now and just type in like graduate cake. Now, you may be saying, why the hell are you talking about the graduate cake? And it starts off as like these two girls poking their fingers into a cake. And it says the graduate wasn't happy we ruined his face because the cake has a picture of the graduate on it, you know, a portrait cake. And they're just dipping their fingers and like rubbing in the cake, licking their fingers, putting it back in the cake. So obviously, if that was your cake at your graduate party, you'd probably be pissed off that these women are just absolutely destroying your cake, right? You would probably be a little disgruntled, right? So what happens is it cuts to a video of the graduate being super upset and disgruntled, and he takes the cake and he throws the cake and it nails one of the girls in the face. And then like everyone's like, oh my God. And now if you open that thread, I'll post a thread in the chat. So just in case you want to follow along with us here at home. So we're just going to go ahead and post this right here. That's the tweet. And as you guys can see, if you scroll down, you get people getting into arguments about first world countries and third world countries, because how dare these people sit here and waste food? You got arguments talking about race, like, yeah, this is some white people shit. Oh, yeah, we would never do this at our type of festivities. We take graduations as serious business here. Then you got people going to the ends of the earth to insult each other by saying, I don't understand why he would be so upset. It's just cake. You were going to eat it anyway. And then some people are going, oh, well, this sounds like someone who's never graduated or has ever accomplished anything in their life talking. And they're starting to insult each other, take each other's profile pictures, go into each other's bios, do deep dives on each other, shit post on each other, call people like, oh, well, that's why your son's autistic. Like, this is a lot of crazy stuff that's going on in this thread. If you just keep scrolling, you're going to find that people are getting out at each other. Some people saying it's almost poetic. She ruined his face on the cake. He ruined her face with the cake. If you scroll down this video far enough, down this thread far enough, you're going to find the original video. It has nothing to do with those two women at the beginning of the video because those two women weren't there. So all these people are yelling and screaming and bashing each other over a situation that's not real, never happened. Fiction. They made it up. I could take a video of a guy who looks like Soto Fraudulence. Same haircut. Get some purple frosted tips. And I could just show him getting beat up by some white dude. I could post that video and just tag Soto Fraud like, damn, bro, you hate to see it. And there's going to be people who are going to be like, man, he's a victim of a hate crime. He should go to the cops. I can't believe he would do that. Because people have, like, you know, people have parasocial relationship. These people are having these weird existential crises in their life, and they're trying to push them on to everything they see because they got to be the main character in some way. So anything that might be a slight to their insecurities in life, that's the only story that matters to them. That's the only narrative that they want to run with. Why? Because nobody will ever care about the truth if a lie is more entertaining. Because the entertainment value, that gets clicks, that gets likes, that'll generate revenue. Because let's face it, you look at TikTok, you look at YouTube, you look at Instagram, especially Instagram. They don't care about pictures. It's all about reels now. It's all about recapturing the short, high intensity dopamine hits of mass scrolling content. They don't want to see your long form videos anymore. People are into the shorthand stuff now. That's what they want. That's where everything seems to be trying to culminate towards. And that's what all these content curation, I guess, algorithms are really trying to push to the forefront.
Yeah,
Why?
because, you know, the kids have shitty attention spans now. So,
but here's the thing, though.
Hey, man, the Chinese got it right.
But here's the thing, though. That's
they
part of
made
the
TikTok.
symptoms. Like, these are issues that cause the problem. Like, it's not that, because they have short attention spans, we're making shorter videos. No. These shorter videos are the only way to get this mass influx of content because there's just so much shit. There's literally so much shit. If you give your child an iPad with Twitter on it, YouTube, TikTok, whatever, I promise you, they will never run out of shit. And it's weird because a lot of the shit is so unhinged and disconnected. People find things funny where it could just be a dude walking with a top hat with a little bob like this, and every time he changes his shoulders angle, drops it, it's just this weird bass with a and that's content to people. People eat that shit up. There's this weird thing on TikTok. Look, if you guys are on TikTok to any degree, y'all know what I'm talking about. I can't do it, never done it before, but it randomly shows up in my feed. It's these gentlemen, and like it'll be a caption that has nothing to do with anything, and they're doing this shoulder shit, and they're doing like 360s in place, and then like trying to make it like weird roboticized by making it 240 frames per second. You've seen the shit. I know you know what I'm talking about, Abdul. I know you know.
No, man, I'm not a TikToker. You got to remember that.
Because I was
also,
scrolling.
my algorithm is not the same as yours. Let me tell you about this perfect algorithm that I've curated for myself with that.
Oh, you got a good one.
Yeah, I got a good one, man.
Talk to me.
Everything, you know what happens when I open up that app? Immediately, e-girl.
Oh,
cheeks.
Right,
hey, look, it's me. Or even better, just e-girl, just in regular clothes. Oh, hey, it's me, regular girl, just hanging out. Oh, the song is about to have a breakdown. Oh my god, the insane costume. All right, awesome cosplay. Oh, I like that. Boom. Scroll up. Hey, what's this? Oh, that was a funny video. Funny man did a funny video. All right. Scroll up. It's my buddy Ike, not Mike. Hey, look, I actually helped him record that. Anyways, that's it. I don't scroll after like 2 more scrolls. I get maybe 2 e-girls or 2 funny videos or 2 friend videos, and then before they can catch me with some of that weird shit, I'm gone. I'm out. The app is already closed because I know what they're trying to do to me. They just want me to do this the whole time until all of a sudden it's like, that's right. Nancy Pelosi was in on January 6th. That's why she wasn't there. And it's like, oh no. And that's it. They got me. Now I'm radicalized. I'm breaking into someone's house with a hammer. Like it's insane.
Look, these advertisers are winning right now.
Yeah.
Because some of you may say that you guys hate ads. We all hate ads. We think ads suck, right? But how many times have you been watching a YouTube video, right? And you skip the ad. You don't even watch the ad. But I guarantee you know the following businesses. Bet you know Raycon. Bet you know NordVPN. How about the Ridge Wallet? Raid Shadow Legends, perhaps?
Raid Shadow Legends? Oh my goodness.
Or maybe you heard of my favorite Johnny come lately. Hello Fresh. No?
No, because they're going now. They've been bought out by somebody else.
That's why I called them a Johnny come lately. But you get my point. Even though you don't even watch the advertising segments, you skip them. You know who the big players are, especially on YouTube. When you're watching on Twitch, they hit you with 12 ads off the jump sometimes.
Bruh.
You want to watch a new streamer? Hold this ad.
Hey, you want to watch this tournament? Oh man, this set is getting amazing. Oh my god. Hey, have you heard about the new Call of Duty game? Oh, hey, Raid Shadow Legends is here. It's not now. Please.
It's like, please, I'm trying. There's important things happening on my screen. Why would you do this?
2 out of 12, and you're just like, what do should I turn off my TV? Is that what's happening?
I'm gonna just go and do something else. I'm gonna find something else to be excited about in my life. But that aside, the main thing that I really dislike and really find kind of disingenuous is there are a lot of people who are very upset at the fact that the algorithms are definitely coming for your time. Like they're definitely curating things to the point to where if you even thought about buying shoes, somehow, some way you might have said, oh yeah, that Adidas, yeah, I like them Adidas top 10, the ESPN Adidas top 10. Then eventually you'll be scrolling through Twitter and all of a sudden that thing that you mentioned like 6 hours ago to the homie somehow conveniently shows up on your phone.
Yeah, man.
Especially
I'll never
if you
forget the time I had a conversation with some friends in person, and one friend mentioned one of those Steven Crowder like "Change My Mind" videos. I never watched any of those videos. I went home the next day. I pulled up YouTube on my TV, the YouTube app on my television, not the website, television, and there it was, the exact video he was talking about. And I was like, all right, you guys are watching me a little too hard right now. You got to pay me.
because
If
like
I'm the product, pay me.
because a lot of people don't know how many permissions, like when you have a Gmail and you have a Google account, there are so many permissions that you are just grandfather enrolled into before you even got a chance to even consent because you don't even know they exist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go through them, but literally just go on YouTube right now and just look up all the permissions. Just look up Google permission. I guarantee you there's probably 100, 200 content creators who've already covered this in depth, ad nauseum, and can beat it into you better than I ever could. But your mic on your cell phones, on your cellular devices, are on a lot more often than you may think. I don't want to go into Big Brother conspiracy, but motherfuckers
Actually,
is
I will
listening,
right
brother.
now. No, sir. I need to right now because I got to tell you something before they get me.
Oh no, not before they get
came,
them.
I came home today, right?
Right.
You know, I have a Google mini speaker in my bathroom, right? I'm in the bathroom. I'm on the toilet. I'm just, living my life. I have like my computer on and there's like a stream playing in the background. It's not loud enough to reach that speaker to make any sort of voice command because, they don't listen. It barely listens to me when I say things, right? And I'm in the shower right there, right? So all of a sudden, it just starts telling me about the state of Arizona and what I can do, and just random stats about the state of Arizona. And then it says, you can get this and more by using the more information command. And I'm like,
but why?
I've never mentioned the word Arizona in my entire life. What the fuck? Like, what is this?
Nah, they heard you talking about Arizona iced tea one time.
No.
One time, and they said, "Oh, the state."
But the price is on the can, though.
And that's just it is what it is. But at the end of the day, whether you're watching media, consuming media, especially if you're someone who's getting their news from like articles, you got to understand something. Depending on where you get these things, a lot of these people, they have sources, and you just got to stick to the sources. Because a lot of times, what these people who get, they get paid to do this now. This isn't me coming for their necks. This is what they get paid to do. It's to take the facts and put whatever spin their audience is going to eat up. That's their job. When you have these quote unquote news personalities, they're not there to give you the news in an unbiased, news done quick format that's just the facts. They're there to curate the content in a way that's easily digestible, but also by knowing their audience. That is why this whole Nancy Pelosi thing with the Pelosi dad assault thing going on right now. You can watch one channel right now. You can watch it right now, today. And it's, see, this is what the radicalists in America, the radical right-wing crazies, they get radicalized and their brain just tumorizes into a way to where they only want to seek destruction and validation from their peers like Alex Jones, Andrew Tate. And they go out and break into people's houses with hammers.
Andrew Tate.
But But that's how they spin these things, though. That's what they like
they're
to
not meant to
do.
be Andrew Tate, but yeah, they'll say that, and then on the other side, they're like, "Are you guys really going to believe the left on what's going on here?" They're like, "Let me tell you something, sir.
And in my area, right, the leftist channels and the right channels, they're right next to each other. It's one button. You sit down on that remote the wrong way one day, bro, you're on a steep slope to Wokeville, or you're going down to Anarchy Town. Like, that's it. It's weird, but that's just kind of how these things work. And let's be honest, the average person, they're not sifting through the facts themselves. They're not doing the legwork on their own accord. If the guy on the TV tells them that this is what's happening and this is their news station of choice, they believe in that. They all believe it. They eat it up. It's even worse if it's like a content creator or influencer who says something, because they're just gonna ride that shit into the ground.
Here's the thing: like, there are the creators, personalities, news hosts that try to be as balanced as possible, but like, it's very hard to do because of the many different ideologies that are wrapped up in political content that people don't even talk about, because you're too busy hearing about liberals versus conservatives or left versus right or whatever, but you don't hear about how, like, center left people versus center right people. You don't hear about, like, Destiny, the content creator who was center left, and like, he might as well be center right. He just doesn't say it. You hear about things like that. And people will go to a channel like The Hill, where they see the concept of, Crystal Ball is, left leaning and Sagar is right leaning, but they formed a way to like cohabitate with each other and, like, make news and debate with each other, and they've, like, expanded the platform to have other content creators there, other, like, news hosts there, to have, like, a quote unquote real balanced news platform. But it's actually not balanced. It's not, like, it's hard to say. It's not biased. It's just that their points sometimes are very hollow, but you can't explain that to the common person who doesn't consume a lot of political content, because then you have to explain all of these other ideologies over here, and how, like, leftist doesn't mean the random Twitter person who's going, "I cannot believe that the right is starting all of this violence and they're trying to ruin the world and we have to stop, and gun control," like taking that concept, like, and realizing that that's not common. And that the common, left-wing person is like, yeah, that guy who busted into Nancy Pelosi's house is a weirdo, and we should probably stop allowing weirdos to be this weird. Simple as that. And the typical right-wing person, not content creator, but person, would be like, you know what, you're right. He went too far. He shouldn't have broken into her house. I don't believe Nancy Pelosi really has my interests at heart and whatnot, but I don't think that he should have resorted to violence. I think violence is wrong. Whatever, right? But now that we have this this whole now that the meta for content creation is to shock and awe, and to, like, make content that will force people to have, like, a visceral reaction. Most of the right-wing content creators decide that they're going to, like, kind of focus on these fringe topics and make them sound like they're these crazy things that are happening, and then convince people that things that are not happening when they go outside are happening all the time. Like, footage of, like, a car on fire, and be like, this is the riots that are happening outside your door right now, and you look out the window and it's like, that's not happening. Yeah, and then on left content creators are trying to spend more of their time watching that content, consuming that content, and saying, okay, guys, they're lying to you, but there are too many left-wing content creators who get a little too emotional about those things, or they get drowned out by the random person on Twitter who is like, yeah, I think that Andrew Tate should be murdered because he is a sexual assaulter. And it's just like, now they can just say, well, look, see, they want violence. Also, they want that man to be killed because he has a respectable business, pimping out OnlyFans. How dare they? And they said that they support sex.
Both sides are really guilty of this. They'll look at like the exception to the rule, like John Rando, and they say, no, this is representative and indicative of all of you. But then when someone does that to their camp, oh no, that's an outlier. That dude's an actual weirdo. He's not us. And it's like, but y'all keep going back and forth on this nonsensical topics of, look, I don't want to say that y'all be straw manning a lot, but that's essentially what it's boiling down to. Y'all are definitely finding a way to just sit on the fence, go back and forth on these wishy-washy, let's be honest, non-important topics. And that's what y'all talk about the most. Anything that actually matters about change, y'all scroll right past that shit.
Yeah, let me just put this out here right now. Both left and right content creators focus a little too much on things like trans bathrooms. Left content creators do it because the right-wing content creators make it seem like kids are going to school and their teacher is like, you should all become trans right now. Because being gay and being trans is the new wave. Like, that shit is not happening. Like, okay, you know the story about the litter box?
No.
Okay.
We got litter boxes in the classroom. What's going on here?
No. So here's the thing. Here's the problem with with that story. Someone, I think, like, what is it? That fucking TikTok account. It's like it's like leftist of TikTok or some shit like that. I don't know. I don't remember the name right now, but it's like a TikTok account that's basically posting all these like clip chimped videos to make it seem like your kids are getting trans by their teachers, or their teacher is like, you need to be gay right now, like whatever. And so one of them implied that a school had a kid who's a furry who requested that a litter box be put in the bathroom, and that they actually did it. And so Joe Rogan said that to somebody on one episode of his podcast, and people lost their fucking minds and just like took it at face value as the truth. All it took was like 2 Google searches, and you find out that none of that shit is happening. The school themselves put out a statement that says, we don't have litter boxes. In fact, you could come here to our school and check if you want to, because we don't care about whether or not you like believe this like memo that we're putting out. We will prove it to you. There are no litter boxes here. But on the right-wing side of things, they don't even care that it's not real anymore. They're just using it to like push the narrative that the left is proposing all of these crazy things, and left-wing content creators have to address that in some sort of way, because there are too many people that they know, too many people in general that are seeing these stories, whether they're left, right, center, whatever, and just believing it immediately and saying, what is happening to the world? When really that's not happening. No one in the right fucking no school system is going to be like, oh, this kid is a furry, so they want a litter box, so we're just going to put it there so we can be, open-minded and accepting for this kid. No, it's a fucking litter box.
Because here's the thing, like if you have a litter box, you can't necessarily put that in the bathroom. So either they're carrying their stool around the entire. Let's just think about the logistics of this, right? They're either carrying around a box of stool for the entirety of their school day, or there's just a wall by the school, and my man just says, well, you know what time it is, and just drops trowel, pops a squat, and says, well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not an OnlyFans content creator, but it's all hanging out. And it's like, y'all have adults in here, which means this would all be indecent exposure, by the way, of a minor. I just want y'all to know that.
Exactly.
Everybody should be going to jail, left and right. There should be lawsuits. There should be absolute bedlam and pandemonium. The parent-teacher conferences should be nonstop, 24/7, 365, even during summer and winter break.
You can't even do that. let me tell you right now, you can't even have the like parent teacher conferences or the like, what is it? The like town hall meetings, the school board meetings. That's what it is. The school board meetings are filled with fucking weirdos who don't even have kids that live in that area or go to those schools, who show up and they like push this weird narrative of like, they told me there's a letterbox in the school. My kid is not going to become a cat. You will
And then
never.
and then you hit him with, what kid?
Exactly.
You don't have one.
You got to remember, okay, Matt Walsh literally made like an actual spectacle of that. I think he included this in his like weird documentary or whatever, but like he legitimately went to school board meetings for schools that his kids don't go to, just to push this weird narrative that like left-wing people and like the internet and Twitter and all this shit are trying to change their kids' perceptions on like gay people, trans people, whatever, and trying to like make their kids gay, make their kids trans, and make their kids do critical race theory and you know, all this other like wild shit that's just like buzzwords now, when in reality none of that shit was happening. And the kids literally came out when they're just like, none of this is happening. You guys should probably just pay attention to us because we know what's going on.
We go there 5 days a week.
There's a child who recently did like a nice mural on for the school that had like some LGBTQ like flags and like people of different races, people of different genders and whatnot who are on it. And it was like, you know, a thing to say that we accept all people here at this school in this area and whatnot. And some parents lost their fucking minds and they like harassed the kid to the point where she cried. She literally had to show up to one of the school board meetings and say her piece about how she did not, and none of this is demonic or has any sort of like crazy messaging or anything like that. It's all about acceptance. And other kids literally came to the same meeting to say, yeah, like I've never had a trans person show up in the bathroom and try to, you know, touch me or whatever. Like any trans person who's been in a bathroom with me has pissed and left. You know, they point out all these things to these like deranged parents who are at home, you know, looking at all this. All these posts on social media that are like photoshopped, looking at all these content creators who are trying to make it seem like their kids are gonna, you know, walk out the door and then all of a sudden, you know, the suck a dick or something. And it's just like, it's insane that they see all those things, don't talk to the kids, and then they're like, well, no, because obviously this is true.
You got some of these parents who are just like, all right, coming together, amassing, and dare I even say it, converging and convening with Negroid primes is one thing.
Critical race theory, remember that.
But my baby boy or girl will never, and I mean ever, share the same space or locale as one of those transgenders. Not on my watch. And they really be doing that. They really be going full force into that. And like at some point you're like, is this a bit? Is this a grift? Is this like a shtick to them? Like, is this just it's like a side hustle for you? But they be showing up to these school board meetings, like you said, and they don't even have kids.
Yeah.
They like, who is this for? Who is this performative action for? And I don't know whose performative actions are worse, the left or the right. Because when the left gets performative, like, oh, whoo,
let me tell you one story that's so hilarious to me. James Lindsay, he's been on the Joe Rogan podcast a few times. He's, you know, been on Fox News and things like that. He is like very, very horny for critical race theory and keeps trying to tell people that it's this like crazy thing that's going to make white people feel very, very bad for slavery and be blamed and like be told that they're racist for being white and existing and all this stuff, all this shit that it's not about, right? And he was brought on to fucking what is it, the Dr. Phil show with like parents and like other people who know about critical race theory, and he was like doing his spiel, and he's like, they're gonna indoctrinate our kids to believe all these things and believe that, you know, they should feel bad for being white and all this stuff. And like one parent, all it took was one parent to be like, are they actually, wait, no, they're not teaching this in kindergarten, so what are you even talking about? They're not teaching it to our kids at all right now. This is not being taught to the kids. And he's like, it's like, yeah. Like,
it's
all
like
these people lost
their
minds over that, but it wasn't even being taught to the kids. It's
well,
a college thing.
Here's the thing that's like really weird to me about it. Like when you talk about whether it's critical race theory or whether you talk about any piece of, you know, the college or high school curriculums, I'm not going to put percentage on it. Most people who have children, if I said, what are you learning in school? If you asked your child that right now, what are you learning in school? All you know is math. Some of y'all still call English language arts. Y'all really don't know what's happening in the room. You just know you send your child. You don't even know, like, why do you care what your child is picking up in the classroom when you don't even care what they looking at on the tablet and the computer? Because most of y'all give 4-year-old Susan an iPad, give her the YouTube app, and walk away.
Nah, man, they have YouTube Kids. It's all right. They'll be fine.
Look, this is the same YouTube Kids. This is the same YouTube Kids where you could watch a video. Oh, it's nice. It's polite. It's Bob the Builder, Dora the Explorer. It's some YouTube content creator who's all family friendly. And then the next one is Spider-Man beefs up Elsa, gets her pregnant, and then gives her an abortion. You're like, oh.
All right.
No, that was a real thing, though.
I know what you're talking about. Like,
but it's like, you can't just say that the YouTube Kid system was this foolproof system that had no flaws and we could trust it.
You got to remember, that's what caused YouTube to panic and like fucking, like they're still flagging people for having anything that's supposed to be like, oh yeah, this is for kids. And then it's just like, wait. Did you say D in this video? No. Foul language. Get that out of here. This is not for kids. Your channel's gone, you know? So. But
I was talking about this beaver building a dam.
Doesn't matter. You use the word D, that stands for dick. We know what you're trying to do here. There's not going to be another Spider-Man Nelson video here. And that's it.
But, you know, like YouTube Kids is like was one of the most exploited programs for the longest time.
Yeah, there's still that thing with like pedophiles using that to find kids' channels and just watch them, which I know YouTube as a platform, it's very hard to just like know that someone made a channel to be a weird a pedo or whatever, but like,
yeah, because they're doing the whole thing with the kids doing like junior high and elementary school like swim teams.
Yeah,
and they're just watching swim meets, and I'm like, y'all are disgusting. But it's like really hard to do anything about that because what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
some parents proud of their kid for getting a gold medal, so they upload the video. So you remove their content, like sickos are weird. Like there's a reason why now. I don't know, because like I don't know what's on your feed. I don't know what gets juggled on your Twitter feed, but y'all have seen that there are people who are like modelers now, and all of their pictures, they just censor in random parts of the body. I'm like, apparently we censor in armpits now. Apparently that's a thing.
Yeah, well, you know,
because apparently people out there just, oh yeah, give me that pit, baby. Like apparently people are doing that. People are censoring their shoes now because I guess people just want to sniff feet. I guess that's a thing. That's gone to a point where people are just being intrusive about it.
Well,
you know, I mean, I guess. Protect your own, but it's just like we're at a point now where people who are, let's just be honest, chronically online, they're not well.
Yep.
They're not what we would call normal folk. And some of these people have been online and have been conditioned to online interactions that if it's not doing something as a group, whether it be a group project or whether it's a pickup game somewhere, they don't know how to have one-on-one interactions with anybody. As far as just meeting a stranger, going to a business meeting, unless it's some random that's on your team that's supposed to be your pocket mercy or healer, you don't know how to talk to them. And I'm not saying that, social anxieties and things of that nature are not things that I can't be sympathetic or apathetic towards. Okay, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, have you ever seen some of these people try to actually interact? There are people, and many of you have seen this when we went to anime conventions and, we've met. Y'all know there are people who come up and think, oh boy, your bussy video was so great.
All right.
And you go, I'm sorry. To my knowledge, I don't have a bussy video. Mr. Fraudulence, do you have one?
I'm going to tell you a real story that happened recently. I went to a convention with a friend who had never been to a convention. It was her first convention, right? And she was like super excited and whatnot. She had on. I let her wear my like Kill la Kill jacket or whatever because she wanted to have something to fit in or whatever. And I was like, I'm probably not going to wear it because it's like uncomfortable at times or whatever. Tell me why. Me and like some of my other friends and like people that like we met and like we're chilling with or whatever during the con, we were walking and like she was like behind us or whatever, right? And a dude came up and like poked her butt apparently and was like, "Oh hey, I like your cosplay. Can I get a picture?" And she's like, "Oh okay, sure." And did that and he walked away and she was like, "Why did that man just come up and touch my butt?" And asked me for a picture. Like he knows damn well I'm not in a cosplay right now. Like, what the hell was that? And it was clearly one of those people who was just like, "Oh, hello, can I see your feet, please, please, ma'am?" It was just so like I saw it in real time and was just baffled that it happened so like casually.
Bro, do you remember what happened to our boy Miguel? The wink?
No. Oh yeah. That was so random too.
Person knew, some of you guys know event status, but a person knew event. And we were at Dragon Con. And then when event walked away, this person's ability to be social with people he didn't know got like completely lost in translation. So he was just, like, he sat down and just started like doing this type stuff. And then he looked dead at Mike, winked at him, and then just said hello to somebody not even Mike. I guess he thought winking at him was going to ease the tension, I guess.
Yeah, it was very strange.
Or have you ever seen these, like it's just really weird when people show up and they're weirdos? Because, I mean, do we talk about the lady named Sebastian? By the way, not trans, actually a lady. She just calls herself Sebastian. She just likes calling and going by that name. But essentially, when she found out that a couple of people in our group weren't interested in fucking her brains out, she just started shadow following us. Now, if you don't remember who this is the one that led to Semen Face.
I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
That's just
okay.
That whole story is a total debacle. I'm not telling it
the
on
whole
this
story
podcast. But
yeah, the whole story is crazy. But like she was a nice person. Is just there's a lot of weirdness.
I'm not saying that they're not a nice person. Okay, I'm not here to speak of their character. But sometimes, like, yes, women can be weirdos too. All right, let's not.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like, I just want y'all to be 100% clear. This is not a man's problem. This is a people problem. All right.
Let me tell you guys about an episode of a little show we like to call Degrassi. So there's a kid named Connor in the show. It's like heavily implied that he's on the autistic spectrum. And he starts playing this like World of Warcraft clone game, right? And he's been like chatting with this woman who's plays the game with him and whatnot. You know, it seems everything's fine, and he's, you know, got a very like carefree mind. He's like, oh yeah, you know, this is my friend, you know, very nice person or whatever. And you know, apparently some new expansion was coming out at like the local Canadian GameStop, and she mentioned something about, oh, we should meet up or whatever. He's like, oh, you know, I don't know if I should do that, you know, without, you know, my friends or my parents or, you know, an adult around or whatever. And she's like, oh, no, it's fine. Meets up with this lady. Turns out she's like a 40-something-year-old woman who was definitely trying to kidnap him. And the boy was literally 2 seconds away from being kidnapped, but he was also like a very big and tall man. And like once he realized that he was about to get napped, or like once he got very, very uncomfortable, he's like, no, let me out, and like ran away. Just ran away.
Just sprinted in the opposite direction. Yeah. Hey, sometimes you gotta, if you ain't gonna do it and God ain't gonna do it, you gonna have to do it, man. Sometimes you on your own. And that character understood that right on time too.
We as people like to be as respectable as possible, but sometimes you have to be awful to somebody. Well, not awful, but like sometimes you have to be like, you know,
you got to be stern.
You got to be very stern with somebody. You got to, you know, if they're doing something that doesn't make you feel right, you got to voice that to them. If they're not getting any like hints that you don't feel comfortable with what they're doing, you got to just tell them straight up, nah, stop it, you know, whatever. But unfortunately, I know that for some people, it's not easy because they're very concerned about like their safety. Because what is it? I saw like a recent story about a woman. It was like Nicole something, but like she had a coworker who was like texting her and was like, yeah, can we go out on a date, please? Yo, you know, let me take you out, whatever. And she was like, no, I don't want to go out on a date with you. And like a day later, he shot her. He straight like he brought a gun to wherever she was and he shot her, and now she's dead. And like I know that this is the type of story that a lot of mostly women like are very like concerned about when it comes to like,
because it's a real thing that can happen.
Yeah, when it comes to like men who are like, you know, being a little too like aggressive or like a little too whatever about their interest in like hanging out with them, dating them, whatever, because you know, some of these people just lose their fucking minds and just decide, all right, if I can't have you, no one will, and just go south, fucking south, and no one wants that to happen. So yeah, if you can feel like, if you have a feeling that this person is going to react that way, I understand if you don't say anything to them, if you don't say anything stern or whatever. Like, I understand if you're just trying to be like, yeah, maybe sometime, and then you like leave.
Not
and,
the
like,
maybe
address,
sometime,
you know?
bro.
Yeah, like people always get mad about being led on or whatever, but like sometimes it has a reasoning behind it, because some people cannot accept rejection because society has put all this pressure on you always being successful in those things. No one teaches people how to take rejection properly, and so when they get rejected, they believe it's the end of the world, but it's not. It's never going to be the end of the world. Life is about rejection. You're going to get rejected by a lot of things: jobs, applying for homes, loans, dating someone, whatever. All aspects of your life, you're going to receive some kind of rejection. It's a matter of what you learn from it, not a matter of like how you decide to take revenge for it. Because if you played a game called Last of Us 2, as many stories have said, revenge is not the option. It's never going to feel good. You're going to feel hollow in the end. Like maybe, for like the first couple of minutes after you get that sweet, sweet revenge, you'll be like, damn, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. But no.
Sorry, I think I just got heartburn.
Woo. Oh.
Yep.
See, someone's trying to get revenge on you right now.
Yeah, because you used The Last of Us 2 to punctuate a point. Oh, God.
I'm sorry. Look, bro.
Ooh. Neil Druckmann would be so proud of you.
Yeah. Well, I saw someone like describing The Last of Us plot, and they just kind of like forgot to include the most important part of the plot, which is that, for the whole point of all that shit that made people mad was that revenge, when you're seeking revenge, no one is going to be happy in the end. Which I get that point, but boy, he chose a way to do it.
Yeah, he did. Like, look, no, we're not turning this to a Last of Us 2 bash stream. All right, we're not going to do that.
But no, say one thing. Say one thing. Get it off your chest. Say the one thing, and then we move on.
All right. The one thing is that is a game that takes the piss. You think you're going to get a payoff, and then everyone in the game at the same time goes, fuck it, it don't matter. So it's like, what the fuck was the point of me playing and killing 6 of your best friends? We lost Han from Fast and Furious, bro. He's dead. The baby gonna grow up fatherless, but now you gonna be the mother that stepped up.
Mm-hmm.
In a zombie apocalypto world, by the way.
Yep. Where are the zombies? No. The people are the true problem.
Now that's what I call pussy power.
But like, the point was supposed to be, what is it? Ellie? Yeah, Ellie like ruined her life to go after Abby, and then finally realized the point of like, this literally is getting me nothing. I've thrown away everything. Like, killing you is not going to do shit. So,
but Dana literally had a whole scene before the final act where she was like, "This is dumb, and you should not go on that mission." And she hit her with the Master Chief. Sorry, but I gotta finish this fight. And then she had a chance to finish the fight, and then she goes, "It's not worth it."
I finally learned the lesson. Neil Druckmann has spoken to me as well after he fucked you. Like it's.
Hey, bro, she threatened the life of a trans person who was unconscious in a boat.
Yeah.
She said, "Now run those hands." Then they run the hands, and then she's like, I don't want it enough.
It's the wildest thing. She saved their life and then was like, "Now run the fade." It's just like, huh?
I will kill this super minority if you don't run me my fade.
It's just like, what are we doing? No one wins with revenge. Just, bro, just
now
okay.
now you done lost fingers. You done lost your father figure. Now you can't even play the guitar, you fucking bozo.
She lost the fingers because it's symbolic of the guitar playing. She can't play guitar anymore because she seeked revenge.
Now buy our remake of the remake. Last of Us 1.
I feel bad for Pedro Pascal.
Because that game's been remastered twice and now remade in like the same decade it came out. And by decade, I mean 10 years span. When did Last of Us 1 actually come out?
Damn, 2010, I think.
Last of Us original release date. 2013!
Oof, man. You see? It's a wild world we live in, bro.
It's been remastered, remade, gotten a sequel, and it's gonna get another. All within 10 years of it.
Hey, man. At least,
Druckmann moves fast, bro.
At least there's one thing that's good about the world right now. Ye has decided that he is not going to talk to anybody anymore for the next 30 days. That's his no nut November. It's not talking.
I give him till November 5th.
Not doing any of that.
Wait, no. November 5th is Saturday, so no.
Yeah,
I give him to the 6th. Something on Sunday, it's a church thing gonna happen. He gonna be back Monday morning on the 7th. Giving it to us live.
That church service a little bit different, huh?
Because like
that shit he was saying,
yeah, because there's this whole thing with Kyrie where Kyrie shared a documentary that I want to say is called From Hebrew to Negro or some shit like that.
No, it's a book. It was a book.
Oh, it was a book.
Yeah. So
I thought it was a documentary.
No, it's literally a book on Amazon. I saw something recently where someone pointed out that the book now is a bestseller, and they're trying to like make that platforming argument of like he's saying that this no,
it was a movie.
Oh, there's a movie too. So there's a book that I guess the movie's based on, and the book is the bestseller right now.
But yeah,
so his point was, y'all need to see this so that you can understand that this should not be here. This is ridiculous. Why is that? Whatever. This is crazy. Whatever. And people are mad at him because they're like, why would you talk about this on your big platform? Now more people know about it. But the thing about the platforming argument is those people who bought the book, you should be a little bit happy that they have now told you and shown you that they are that person, so you can avoid them. Because I don't know about you, but I don't want to be associated with anybody who's going to buy a book like that.
Okay, so here's the weird thing.
They
right?
don't like me, probably.
So here's the super weird thing. There was an interview that Kyrie had within the past couple of days about this, and he said, "Yeah, there's definitely some misinformation in there, and I do take responsibility for sharing that part. But I'm open to all ideas, blah 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 blah. You know, it's not an apology, but it's also not it's not even an acknowledgement of I did anything wrong. Because to be fair, all he did was share the documentary. Maybe he made some assertions that there might have been some good things in there. Maybe, but even then, that's a bit of a reach. And everyone's trying to deplatform the guy for sharing it, but it's like, what about Amazon for hosting it?
Yeah,
y'all haven't even tried to figure out who was the people who put the documentary up in the first place. I haven't seen even a little Bo Peep if y'all trying to figure out who those people are. And, you know, they say things like, oh, it's anti-Semitic, blah, 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 blah. And look, this is not me trying to stir the pot, all right? But when you think about Semitic religions, those are religions that are basically Abrahamic, right? Which includes Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And he is Muslim, following Islam. So if he was, you know, anti-Semitic, technically he would be under the umbrella of hating himself. But it seems like in the modern era of media, anything that's anti-Semitic is specifically anti-Jewish. And I just want to know, can you not say anti-Jewish? Or if, like, let's be honest, was America anti-Semitic for like 10 years after 9/11?
Wait, what? Where are you going with that point? Wait, after 9/11?
You know people did not fuck with Islam, which is also a Semitic religion, after that happened. So much so, when people saw that, what was it? Obama wanted to be sworn in on the Quran, bro. People were saying that's the next plane. They were treating that shit like he hit us with Osama again, and I was like, huh?
I mean, the answer to that is yes, which is like the point of why people are upset about the Kanye stuff now, because they're like, yeah, we realize that now, and we need to fix that.
Actually says the thing. That's where it's like, no, I get why y'all dunking on Kanye. He deserves to get dunked. Absolutely. But Kyrie didn't say anything outside of, this is a watch. Look at this.
Let me put it this way. He does deserve a teeny bit of criticism of like, why are you bringing this up now? And like now more people know about whatever this is, but his intention wasn't that. And it's not his fault if he says, yo, this is crazy. Why does this exist? This is like this.
But that's not what he said.
Informing people.
He didn't say that until the interview where he was asked to clarify. And we said, yes, it's unfortunate that there is some misinformation in there. But he did not denounce it.
What did he say the first time? That's what I want to know.
The first time, he didn't say shit. He just kind of shared it.
Oh, that's okay. See, that's
he wasn't
that's weird.
Like he wasn't like all like it. Trust me, I get weird behavior. Absolutely, I'm with you on that boat. But in and of itself, him sharing it, hell, Amazon shared it because he was able to get it from them. So I don't understand why we're not asking Amazon the question of, if that's there, what else do you have that you didn't curate?
Okay, because as a platform, Amazon doesn't have to reject it as a book because it could be considered to be, you know, fiction or whatever the fuck. It could be written off as like, you shouldn't take this book seriously, but you can consume it and buy it from us. Here's the product. And if they decide that they don't want books like that to be on the platform, then you have all the fucking like the crazy people coming out being like, this is not freedom, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they don't want to deal with that bullshit. Right. So Amazon is trying to be as neutral as possible and say, well, we just used our platform. They just went through our normal the whatever to put a book on our platform and make it purchasable on the platform. We weren't like checking the content to see, if it's, whatever, if it's being promoted as like, whatever, etc. Now, of course, they're probably going to come out and retroactively be like, oh shit, we didn't know. Sorry about that. We'll get rid of it, soon if this blows up enough and becomes a detriment to their platform. But, Amazon is capitalist. They are about the bag. So if those people are giving them the money, they're like, I mean, it's money. That's the
So I got
stance.
I got you.
Original stance on that.
The 2018 film Hebrews to Negroes, based on director Ronald Dalton Jr.'s book series of the same name, is a 3-hour plus effort to prove the Black Hebrew Israelite belief that certain people of color, including Black Americans, are the true descendants of the biblical Israelites. The film promotes beliefs commonly found amongst anti-Semitic and extremist factions of the BHI movement, including claims that modern Jews are imposters who stole the religious heritage of Black people and have engaged in a cover-up to prevent Black people from knowing their true identity. While much of the film does deal with historical and genetic arguments about various racial groups and ethnic groups, it also includes extensive anti-Semitism, including claims of a global Jewish conspiracy to oppress and defraud Black people, allegations that Jews are in part responsible for the transatlantic slave trade, and claim that Jews falsified the history of the Holocaust in order to conceal their nature and protect their status and power. The film also amplifies long-standing anti-Semitic tropes about Jewish power, control, greed, including false claims that Jews control media, and disputes the identity of modern Jews, claiming that they are religious converts who descended from the Khazars and have no historical connection to the land of Israel in the first place.
So, yeah. Okay. Where do I want to start with this? From a business
this isn't
standpoint.
just a documentary. This is a very aggressive.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So, like, from a business standpoint, Amazon can't inherently stop Black Israelites from having like a platform to put out content as far as books, movies, whatever, if they like paid to be a part of the platform, because the inherent Black Israelite like movement has not as a whole been made as like this is automatically anti-Semitic to the broader populace, so that people can like will hear Black Israelite and be like, wow, well they hate you, they hate they're anti-Semitic over there, that kind of thing. It's not inherently like that, and so they probably based on that description, if that's the description that they gave Amazon, and then the other, if the description is just like, the first part and all the things about the anti-Semitism is like someone's review of this content, then they probably gave Amazon a thing that was like, we're trying to uncover the truth behind, Black people being the first Jewish people to exist, that kind of thing. And Amazon would not inherently see any of the anti-Semitism unless they got an actual human to review this content, which they probably didn't, because that would be more money. So yeah, if it being there is not surprising, because Amazon probably doesn't like screen these things hard enough. And the Black Israelite movement is like one of those things where it's like it's very niche. So you would have to have the knowledge that these people are going to be anti-Semitic in the first place to even like have that flag in your head. And they're seeing it as Black Israelites are going to be the ones who are mainly going to like try and buy and consume this content, whatever. So it being on Amazon after this is exposed, will not be good for Amazon because enough people will probably come out and complain about it. But it being there in the first place is not surprising because Amazon is a business and they're just like, yo, you gave us the money. Okay, cool. This description does not sound like
you can stream porn on this
whatever.
platform, and Amazon will give you a 3-day.
Maybe 7, you never know.
Maybe 7. You're right. Maybe 7.
Well, people who stream like the actual porn, their accounts just get straight up banned. Like the accounts that just pop up and just start streaming like porn movies and whatnot, those accounts get banned. But if you're someone on the platform who has not had any offenses and you're a real human being that they see in like a video or whatever, and
you had a little bit of a whoopsie daisy.
Yeah, you had a little whoopsie daisy, or it's like it's not blatantly like that people like see, they have to like really like cyber sleuth to be like, wait, I see something in the mirror. Oh, chicks are being clapped. Like whatever. then they're more than likely going to give you a 3 to 7 day ban, and then be like, yo, you need to relax, never do that again, etc. Like this is your one chance, or this is your first chance, whatever. If you're out and about, like this one video that's going around of like a chick who just, maybe she was supposed to be streaming on like OnlyFans or Campsite or something like that, and she instead streamed on Twitch, like just straight up, like masturbating with a dildo and whatnot. They're probably not going to keep that account on Twitch for very long, or they're gonna like ban this person for like a week and change or something and be like, yo, you can't do that again. That's your one chance. If we see this from you again, because we'll be watching, then the account is gone, whatever. Right. God. But anyways, back to the Kyrie Irving thing. If he just posted like a picture of this book and didn't provide the context, then like you as a person know, if you're posting this thing that like is like a bad thing and just trying to be like, yo, this is crazy. In this day and age, you have to make sure people know that you don't support it, because after Ye, we can't be too sure anymore, man. Between Ye and Nick Cannon, we can't be too sure anymore, man. Ye, Nick Cannon, Elon Musk, divorced dads are ruining these platforms as a whole, and we just have to sit here and take it? How dare we? So yeah. You got to say something. Like if you're going to like tweet this out or like post this on Instagram or whatever the fuck, you got to put a caption that says, yo, this is crazy. Something that's like, I don't support this. The fact that he had to be like asked later of like, what was this all about? And he said it has some misinformation, was like,
yeah, one of the interviews, he said, it's unfortunate there is some misinformation in there, but I'm open to all channels information, blah, 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 blah. But, and this is where the big kicker comes in. This is the last detail, but this is the biggest kicker on, well, because he's recently just suspended for 5 games for it. But the Nets organization asked him to apologize, and they asked him straight up, hey, just tell him that you don't have any anti-Semitic viewpoints at all. Just say, and he said, no, I'm not going to do that. And that is now where things got spicy, but that's the latest development.
But that's a whole thing of like, more than likely he's doing that because he doesn't want people to like force him to like, do what they say or whatever the fuck. It's like an act of defiance more than it is like
in that other interview where he admitted there was some misinformation, he said, I am a beacon of light. And he's got a holier than thou like God complex thing going on there. Like he's definitely weird.
Probably, but it's more the defiance. I mean, people are saying that Ye is also in that, like, he's doing it to like defy society or whatever sort of thing. But like, as far as that goes, I don't give a fuck. Like, you know better than to be out here saying all these wild things and thinking that people are just gonna like listen to you. Back in my day, when someone would come out and say all that crazy shit, the Jews run the, like all that shit, they would ignore. All right, sir. Would you like some spare change? No. All right. Well, then I'll go ahead and leave now. As simple as that. But like, yeah, I don't think Kyrie is trying to push like an anti-Semitic viewpoint, but he doesn't want people to be like, yo, but you have to like tell everybody that you're not, even though he should be smart and just tell everybody that he's not so that they know, because in this day and age, We can't be too sure.
But that's the thing. Like you don't know. Like if someone ain't incriminated themselves, you can't charge them. Yeah. And he's just in that weird state of limbo right now where it's like, no, you definitely technically promoted it because you shared it. Like, it's a weird thing to be like, I'm going to share this. No opinion. You just threw it out there into the ether. And like, let's be honest, it's very odd that like it would coincide with the whole Kanye thing. Like, I feel like this was a tactical time for you to do that.
Yeah, possibly.
But there's nothing that you could say that tells you what his intent was on sharing it.
He's not going to benefit from it though. So like, maybe people will like know his, pay attention to his name or whatever. But like, it's more likely to ruin his life than it is to like, boost it up, because he could lose like.
Oh, I don't think it's going to impact him at all. Have you seen his contract, brother?
I think it's gonna. Well, contracts can be, you know what I mean. But like, I think that this is not going to affect him if he doesn't like keep trying to double down. Like, if he doesn't like, not Cara Dune. What was her fucking name? Jesus Christ, let me Google this. Gina Carano. Yeah, he's not gonna like Gina Carano the thing and then be like, yeah, you see, they're trying to really hold me down because I'm out here telling the truth to these people. If he's not coming out doing any of that nonsense, then he'll be fine. We'll forget about this, and it'll be as simple as that. But it is a weird moment. But the debate on it is like one of those like useless things. It's like, I saw a debate recently of like people trying to debate on whether or not sex work and porn is like moral or whatever the fuck, and if it should be banned and all this shit. And it's like, at the end of the day, you guys are like going back and forth on something that's not going to happen ever. Porn is not going to be banned. All right. There are too many horny people out there for porn to ever be banned. Just like this with like, oh, is he anti-Semite or, whatever the fuck? We don't know unless we know him personally. And I personally don't give a fuck because I don't know him personally, and he's not gonna like say or do more to try and harm people like how Ye has been doing, and then trying to like go back on. But what is it? If he doesn't double down, he will be fine because it's not gonna do harm. Yes, more people have found this book and will, maybe read this book or watch this movie or whatever the fuck. But a lot of those people were trying to find that kind of thing in the first place. And so if you know someone who's like, seeing shit like that, just let them know a lot of that shit is speculation. All that stuff you're seeing, these documentaries that are made to like manipulate you like that, there's a lot of misinformation in there. And so you need to like keep an open mind instead of saying that you're consuming this just to have an open mind or whatever the fuck. You don't have an open mind if you're just going to like listen to all of it and be like, yep, this is 100% true. This is exactly all true. The total facts. It's like that just because you saw it in that movie, like you need to push back and be open to the fact that it might not be true. And people might just want you to believe a certain thing. That's really just it. But hey, at least we still have the wonderful platform of Twitter to have these debates on, right?
I mean, we'll see how long that lasts. Oh,
yeah. Actually, I do want to point out.
Better yet, say that again. Say that again, so the algorithm picks it up. There you go.
Elon must have saved us. I do want to point out that Elon Musk buys Twitter, and Jack Dorsey, the creator of Twitter, is now in the he's in the moves to like push a new social media platform that he has created. So when Elon Musk makes it seem like Twitter is this platform that everybody needs in order to have their discourse and whatnot, it's not. There could be a mass exodus and they'll all go to the Jack's platform, or maybe people will go back to Facebook and argue with their uncle who's like spreading QAnon memes or some shit like that. there are other places to go, and we've seen time and time again that there's always going to be like the next big platform to come out, and like someone could just make a copy of Twitter, to be honest, and people will just go there. So yeah, he spent $44 billion to ensure that he
spent
pisses people
44
off.
he spent $44 billion just so he can wake up the people with this on his feed. Next time on Yu-Gi-Oh!
Exactly.
Juniuichi dies. Like, that's it. Like, you spent money for that.
He spent money so that people could just be horny on the timeline and post like, yeah, I'm not giving examples, but you all know. You know.
Some of you have your entire timelines curated for that content.
Look, man, I saw a Billboard post that talked about how Drake and 21 Savage have dropped a new track, and someone immediately said Drake paid for Offset's death. Like Drake tried to kill Offset. Like what is, or not Offset, take off.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. I'm in the Negaverse right now. But yeah, first off, rest in peace to Takeoff. That whole situation, I can't fucking believe. If we want to talk about how social media is like fucking up with people's brains, after this man got shot, and, you know, in the head with a stray bullet, someone pulled out their phone and was like, "I got to record this," which is like insane that was their reaction to this person who.
So you want to know? So you want to know what's funny?
What?
I don't even think that's the right report. Because the reports that we got were from someone who was there was he passed out in a pool of his own blood. So it was a shot in the head. He was still alive for a little bit while Quavo was streaming, which is in the video that you saw. He did him screaming in the pool of his own blood. Why that video was able to circulate for hours is beyond me. But alas.
Liveleaks.com.
Yeah, but alas. So that's happening. Then you find out that, oh yeah, it was all over a dice game. But then you find out that Quavo had nothing to do with the dice game. There were people who were arguing hours before. Oh, no. Hold on. The shooting didn't have anything to do with the dice game. It was two people who were in an argument, Quavo not even being one of them. And this is coming from someone who said they were there, and they have proof that they were there. But Quavo and Takeoff were mediators to the two parties, and Takeoff got shot by a stray bullet on accident that led to this. It had nothing to do with the dice game, but depending on what story you heard first, that's what people have ran with.
Look, man, the fact that he got hit with a stray bullet during whatever the fuck was going on, whatever argument they were having, is stupid. It's stupid. Like, it's very stupid in general. Like, there's no fucking way that I want to be in a situation where someone I know, someone I don't know, whatever, two people are arguing and I get hit with a bullet. I mean, look, we had a offline like talk about the whole 404 thing with Akumu. And like, if you guys don't know about it, there's a guy who was mad about some things, and he was gonna he was alluding that he might show up to a local event and possibly like hurt some people. And so I was literally going to show up the first day that he was talking about like going there or whatever, and like just immediately thought to myself, I would be so fucking pissed if I'm sitting there playing a game with friends or people that that are cool, chill, whatever, and we're having a good time, and then I get hit with a stray bullet because some dude is pissed about the internet bullshit.
Some girl didn't touch his wee wee.
Yeah. Some girl didn't touch him. The community doesn't understand him. All that other shit. I would be so pissed if that caused me to get hurt or die. And I know that anyone who knows me would be pissed for me because it's stupid. And this situation happens like a couple of weeks later, and like we're all collectively being like, this is very stupid and so unfortunate that this dude lost his life over some people beefing over whoever the fuck it was, which couldn't have been that fucking important. And maybe he was a mediator, maybe he wasn't even involved. Either way, he should not have gotten shot.
And but now you got people saying, "Oh, Quavo did it." You got some people saying that fucking
Drake did it.
Drake did it. Hell, you got some people saying that the third Migo had something to do with it.
Offset.
Yeah, wow. Offset. There's people saying, people saying that.
Wait, was Offset even there?
No. People are taking all this other narrative because, the Migos weren't, there was a time where they weren't all together.
Right.
And people are saying that, oh yeah, Offset hates both of them. And, they weren't on good terms. And it's just like people from both camps are like, no, they were on good terms. They just weren't making music.
Also, those three dudes had a bond so strong that there's no fucking way that they would have some beef over whatever and that one of them would want to kill another one. Period.
And I don't know, the whole thing is just fucking silly. But once again, whatever truth you found to be the most entertaining is the one you ran with and spread all over Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
So even months from now, because I think it was a Hassan tweet that was going around that was saying, "Man, I can't believe this man lost his life over a dice game." And it's like, do you know?
Well, okay. Let's say it this way. That was what was the story at the time. So him people who are reacting what a dice game, that's correct. Reacting on their Twitter account being
I'm not blaming him. I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying that's how misinformation can spread. Because some people who don't follow that type of stuff, don't follow those people, but they follow Hassan, they'll see that, and that's it. As the first and last time that they're going to think about that.
See, that we have to differentiate him, that sort of. No. We have to differentiate that sort of thing versus actual misinformation and how it's spread. Because people who actively spread misinformation are no, I know the real story, and then they say, oh, it was because of this dice game or whatever the fuck. Someone taking that and throwing it in the rumor mill, that's that's different. That's on a different level. You know what I mean? They're not trying to get people to believe this. They're just saying what they heard, and they're if that's true, that sucks. And then once those people get updated with new information, usually they're like, oh, I heard that was false. This is the real reason, allegedly, and that sucks too. But misinformation spreaders are not the ones who are open to being oh, I was wrong. They're no, I'm right.
I'm doubling down.
Yeah. And that's the actual problem with misinformation. It's the people who are not open to admitting that they're wrong. Steven Crowder is not going to come out and say he's wrong about the dude that busted into Nancy Pelosi's house, but content. He's not even going to come out and say that he was wrong about George Floyd. And that dude reenacted the fucking murder scene. He's not going to come out and do those things. And that's why people believe all those harebrained theories that Kanye brought back to the surface. And we have to just fucking deal with these doofuses after they're oh no, it was the fentanyl. It's nah, man, if a dude's foot is on my neck on the concrete, that it doesn't fentanyl being in my system or yeah, maybe that helps or whatever, but it definitely didn't do the job. You're not gonna inject me with heroin and then shoot me and be you see, the heroin killed him. Nah, man, the bullet did. It was the bullet. The heroin might have helped, but it was the bullet.
The heroin didn't help you. But the bullet's the one that put you in the critical situation. But
yeah.
I digress. Anything else you want to add on to this one?
The internet was a mistake, but there's still good things to it. We get to find people who are into similar things and have a nice sense of community. I mean, after going to after visiting a convention during Halloween, it's nice to see that there are still wholesome things. People had all these really cool, elaborate Halloween themed cosplays and whatnot, and that was all nice. That part is nice that those people were able to commune with one another, find out about this event, find out how to, find people who are into all this other shit and just have a good time. Now that all this other bullshit about like the Jews are running the media and like Fauci is lying to you and all that other like dumb shit, y'all need to go outside. Just go outside. Have a conversation with
They've
somebody.
never been, bro.
Think about the guy who was waiting on Overwatch 2 and he was so pissed that he went to his pub and he made a friend. All right. Overwatch 2 did that. But also, if he was playing Overwatch 2 at home, maybe he would be like one of those people who's watching like videos of like Diva and Mercy together and whatnot, instead of, having a good time at the pub with that friend of his that he had a nice conversation with. Like every once in a while, we just need to meet, a nice person and have a conversation about whatever the fuck that besides internet shit. Like talk about House of Dragons, talk about, your Netflix queue, talk about like camping or your diet or whatever the fuck. Just don't sit here and spread all these weird ass conspiracy theories with each other.
And these conspiracy theories is all we got.
No, it's not. Like that's not real. All right, that's not real. Like, look, you and I are having conversations. I've seen you in person. I've shook your hand. I've been around you, and I know for a fact that this is not all happening because of some crazy conspiracy to get us to be broke and all this other stuff. Like, it's some of those conspiracy theories are fun, but you have to keep them in the fun zone. Once you decide that it's gonna like rot your brain, nah, man, you need go talk to your mom, go talk to your dad, hug your kid. Hug your wife. Actually, no, you might be a divorced dad. Tell your wife that you're sorry that you're being so divorced dad, and that you shouldn't have said anything about Pete Davidson's dick on national television. All right, like just be a regular human being for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, let's try giving that a shot before we go any further with that.
Yeah,
being a reggy deggy, it's okay.
Like, be normal. Stop being weird.
You know what? That's the tagline. Stop being weird. And we will see you guys next week. Mamma mia.